Welcome back to the Gamery. Today we're going to finish the case of the Midnight Crown. So if you notice, our setup is a little different. Hopefully the audio is alright and we won't be able to have the papers with us, but you'll be able to see it on the screen. Alright, so maybe we can revisit the questions here. Where will the secret meeting be held? Who is the secret client? What's up with the object in the display case? And who stole the Midnight Crown? Then we have our suspects. We have Frank Rippin, who was in the interview. He was like, I didn't do it. And it was already stolen when I got there. And then he left us one of his contacts that who he doesn't even know is, but he messages him. So maybe we'll message him later or message the contact later. We have Dylan Dunn, who's brothers with Edgar Dunn. But Dylan is the owner of the museum where the Midnight Crown was stolen, and the glass case was not insured, or they didn't get it insured in time. And then Edgar Dunn, all we know is that he gambles or likes to gamble, and he actually won the Super Lotto, I think, and they gave his numbers, which I think are supposed to match up with his birthday. And he left his brother a voicemail saying like how he was going to buy a lottery ticket. We have Leona Lamb, who works at the Great Falls Tribune with John Olson. There was a photo in upstate New York that was supposed to be like an alibi, but we realized that it was John who took that photo with Leona's camera. So I just wrote that she might not really have an alibi, but we also don't know any motive that she might have. We have Alice Fuller. So I think in the last video we thought it was someone else, but I think this is supposed to be Alice Fuller, who's the owner of the Upstate Museum, where she wasn't able to win the bid to host the Midnight Crown. And then here we have Cecil Schubert, who is part of the Great Falls Collectors Society, huge donor to the museum, and mostly responsible, I guess, like how they were able to host the Midnight Crown. And then we have the married couple, or I don't know if they actually got married, Helena Havmeyer, who we also realized that she uses Couple Up. And then Victor Garfield, who they were supposed to get married, but realized that he's a possible con artist, and he had multiple fake IDs made. Okay, I think that pretty much covers it up. We'll probably revisit some documents as we go along. You don't need to say anything? Have to pass this over?
Nope, you got it all.
Okay, so maybe first we can message Frank Rippin's contact, who I think is the secret client, or I don't know, let's just see. Oh shoot, I think I put the wrong number.
Oh.
Oops, I just wrote Safecracker to some... Can you read the number to me? Ready? Aha! You can't be serious contacting me right now? The handover will be here in 1 hour. Decryption key 5, bunch of numbers. Remember the notes you took and use them. I'm not wearing glasses. I don't have a beard, and my hair is gray and white. I'm wearing a button-up and a blazer. I think I know who this is.
Is it Cecil Schubert? Is it?
I think so, yeah.
So what was this again? What was the code for?
I think I know what this is. Remember there was something we're supposed to crack? This right here. Okay. I think now we can solve this, that we have the decryption key. Okay, so I will type it down here. You can tell me what to write. I think, yeah, you count 1, 2, 3. S? Mm-hmm. Station. Mm-hmm. Bathroom. Okay. Station bathroom. So, is that the secret meeting? Okay. So we got number 1, I think. And then number 2 is Cecil. Because it said the guy with the gray hair and the suit or whatever. Okay, there goes 2 out of 4. What's up with the object in the display case?
Wait, I have a question. So the person that received this note is the one that wanted to steal it for the client, right? Is the one in the hotel.
Okay, so then that means that he hired him. But he actually didn't end up stealing it because he was too late. So actually they're both, well, not con, I mean we can eliminate them, both. Okay, so you want to start putting X's?
Yeah. So, yeah, that makes me think that it's not them because this guy was unsuccessful in stealing the crown.
There was another very small detail, but also very important. So right here, it says that the lock was broken, but he bought a glass cutter. So the method was not by cutting the glass. It was actually a lock that was broken. So, I mean, aside from the alibi that he had with John, I think we can safely rule out Frank and Cecil if we're just assuming that he's the one who hired Frank. And then there was a text message between 2 brothers, and I think it's them. I think we should go reread that. Yeah. And I think because you're talking about someone who works in the museum, so that would be Dylan. And then he goes, "Hey bro," and he says the same way in the voicemail, like, "Hey bro," right? So it could be the Dunn brothers, and he's talking about gambling, and he's asking Dylan to steal from the museum, right?
But he ultimately won the lottery?
Yes. Oh, yes. So technically there wouldn't be any more money problems. Does that rule him out?
Was there a newspaper cutout of the lottery ticket?
I think it was from one of the audio clips that mentioned that somebody won. But there's also in the newspaper, it just says jackpot. I think it was an audio clip. I'll roll it.
Somebody has won the jackpot. In the drawing on Wednesday, a ticket with the numbers 2, 4, 5, 8, 11, and 19, and the super number 1, took home an unbelievable $36.5 million jackpot.
So he left a voicemail saying he was going to buy a lottery ticket and using the same numbers. And then I just assume that what they're trying to get at is that these numbers are his birthday. I mean, they're kind of jumbled up. 1958, 11, 24, right? Kind of mixed up, but he was like, Super One, because you're my one brother, or whatever. So I think we can rule out the brothers. Okay. No brothers. Okay, so for Helena, I don't think she would want to steal it because she needed it for her wedding, right? So why would she ruin her own wedding?
Well, you can say it's not so much ruining her wedding, but you can say that her motive was she didn't seem like she really wanted to get married because of that couple up relationship that she had.
But in the couple up, she was ignoring the other person. So it sounded like she was gonna move forward with the wedding. Yeah? Let's go back there. Okay, so Delilah was Helena. We still don't know who Charlie is. It was in the public library. Yeah, right? Because Charlie is like, don't do it, but she's ignoring her. Please leave me alone. It's the only way I can be happy. I don't want to see you anymore. Boom.
But I would like to investigate a little bit more the fiance, the boyfriend, and also the Alice Fuller lady. She has more of an alibi. I mean, not an alibi, more of a motive, yeah, because she really wanted the crown to be at her museum, right?
Yeah.
And then Leona Lamb, there's no alibi, but there's also no real motive, right? What connection does she have?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, he has an alibi. He took the photo in upstate.
So should we X him?
Yeah, let's X him. Okay, so actually for Victor, like, I don't think that's his game. Like, he runs this con. Why would he steal the crown if he wanted to marry her, knowing that stealing the crown would stop the wedding or delay the wedding when he wants to marry her? So I don't think he would have a real motive to steal the crown. Can we X him?
Okay.
Right? He wants it to go forward so that he can finish the con. I really don't think she did it. Because I think she didn't know about Victor. Like, she was ignoring whoever this couple up was trying to warn her, but she was ignoring it. And she was going to be able to wear the crown for her wedding. So why would she steal it? She would need it for the wedding. Okay, so that really only leaves two people. So what do we have on Alice? The Facebook page and the rejection letter. Okay, let's look at this one first. It's nothing here really. But where's the other? So we just assume Alice in Wonderland is her. And she's saying, what a terrible choice. Your security system has got to be the worst in New York. You're going to be so screwed if something happens. Would you say that right before you steal something? Is that it? Is that supposed to clear her? I just had a random thought. We don't know who Charlie is. What if it's one of the two ladies left? Alice or Leona? Because why would they put some random person here talking with Helena? Okay, this is in the library. Can we place anyone in the library? What do we have on Leona? There was the email, right? coffee shop halfway between. Do you want to get together later and talk over research? I was just at your table. My new home. I'm doing research again, so I'm out. My new home away from home, as it were. Let's meet at the coffee shop for a quick latte at 2. It's halfway between me and you. Yeah, so let's look at the map. Oh yeah. Okay, so she's at the library, right? Because it's halfway. The coffee shop is halfway between. Oh.
But then again, what is her motive for stealing the crown jewel? Why do I keep seeing crown jewel? Midnight. I don't know what it's called. Am I right?
Midnight crown.
Midnight crown.
I did remember something stood out to me right here. I'm at a total loss. In just 2 days, you're going to make the biggest mistake of your life, and I can't save you or stop you. Appearances can be deceiving. All that glitters is not gold.
Is that the same?
No, because like the pyrite is, what is it? Fool's gold? Oh, there's this too, right? This was, found in a trash can at the Great Falls Central Library. So maybe she have this. Oh yeah, it says right here. It says Great Falls Tribune Archive. Yeah, so she had this in the library, and then she was messaging Elena. So yeah, we assume they found out, whoever was found out about, what's his name? Victor. Okay, that makes sense. It's in the library, but I still don't see motive to stop the marriage. Is that the motive? And compared to case 1, like, I don't know. First of all, this is supposed to be a murder mystery, but there's no murder. Second of all, it says on the case, on the cover. Second of all, I don't really sense a strong motive, even though we're eliminating these people. There's some where like we're still not really sure.
We still need to answer those questions though. So we found the answers to 1 and 2, but they are not necessarily the ones that stole it. So number 3, when it says what's up with the object in the display case, and number 4, I feel like 4, who stole it, we could say it's Leona Lamb because she's trying to stop the marriage. But then 3, I don't know. What's up with it? What's up with the crown?
I think the object is the fake pyrite, right? What's up with the fake pyrite? It's fake. If she is the couple up, and she's mentioning like not everything is as it seems, you know, all that glitters is not gold. What if she's just like, you know, she found out this dude's fake, so she's trying to say like, oh, he's like this fake rock that looks like gold on the outside, but it's worthless in the inside.
Okay, I follow that.
I don't know.
I agree, 100%.
Very poetic, metaphorical. It watches like completely off. It's like we're supposed to find something like with the measurements, because they gave us
Measurements?
Yeah, they gave us where is it? Right here. Why would they give us the size of it? What does that matter?
I'm satisfied with the answers.
Okay. I think so too. Oh, we go to the website.
Okay.
We're just gonna go for it.
I don't have any other better choice.
I really don't either. This one's not as clear as the first case. Yeah, the motive doesn't seem that strong. If that was the motive, to like risk your whole future for a relationship, maybe. I don't know. Some people might. I'm not here to judge. But the Alice thing, like the only thing I could say was that she made that comment about, maybe something will happen because the crappy security system, it's like, it's true you wouldn't say that and then steal something because it's very incriminating. But if that's it...
Or she would do that just to throw you off the scent.
Maybe, but we have way more stuff on Leona. Alright, solution. If you can answer one or all of the questions, you can view the solutions here to see if you got it right. Where will an important meeting take place? Bathroom or station bathroom.
Yes.
Alright. To find out where an important meeting will take place, complete the following steps. Receive the call from Jason Mahoney. He was on the run. We clicked on Northgate. And then we interrogated him. We found the note in the hotel with the code word safecracker. We got the text message. We decrypted the code. Station bathroom. Alright. Who is the secret client? Cecil Schubert. Okay, we sent the safecracker. Doesn't have glasses, doesn't have a beard, gray and white hair, button up and blazer. Look at the suspects. This is an older gentleman who looks well-to-do and is drinking a glass of whiskey. If you read the newspaper carefully, you notice that it's talking about Cecil Schubert. I guess we didn't catch that. This rich resident of Great Falls has made many generous donations to the city in the past. He's also a whiskey aficionado and art collector. That means that the secret client is Cecil Schubert, who hired Frank Rippon to steal the crown for him so that he could keep it in his private collection.
Okay, what is the mystery behind the item found in the display case? What do you think? What is the mystery?
Are we sticking to high metaphor?
Yes. Show solution. Of course, it was immediately clear that the gold was only pyrite. Still, leaving something behind after you steal an object is unusual. It doesn't seem to be an accident. In Great Falls today, they talked about the gold not being real gold, but rather fool's gold. Fool's gold is often used as a metaphor for someone or something that is fake, dishonest, or disingenuous. In the chat between Charley and Delilah Dandelion, Charley tells Delilah, "All that glitters is not gold, mark my words." So it seems like this might have been something to do with the pyrite. Wow, good job. You hit it, and the nail in the head. Yeah. The pyrite is supposed to indicate some type of betrayal and that someone is being false and deceiving. At some point during the game, you have received a letter from Jason Mahoney. It contained an article from the newspaper archives, and you probably recognize someone in it, Victor Garfield. It looks like he has multiple identities and has even been married several times. He's committing marriage fraud. Someone must have found the report in the newspaper's archives and realized that Victor is nothing but fool's gold. And what's more, he's a gold digger. He only wants to marry Helena Havmeyer to get hold of her fortune for himself. Obviously, this person is Charlie, since Charley warned Delilah that all that glitters is not gold, so that means Charley could have stolen the Midnight Crown. But who is Charley? Whoa. Who stole the Midnight Crown? You got the answer, so I'll let you answer.
Leona Lamb.
Let's show. The answer. Pew! Leona Lamb urgently needs a new headline for her reporting, and she writes her colleague John Olson that she wishes something exciting would happen. Oh yeah, that makes her seem more than a little suspicious. In addition, she often works at the Central Library, and the chat conversation from the online dating site was found on a public computer. We can deduce that she was one of the people involved in the chat. The second person, Delilah Dandelion, quickly turns out to be Helena Havmeyer. Since they are talking about a date that, as we heard on the radio, is her wedding date, both of the people in the chat must be women. As you have probably noticed, the site is a different site, Perfect Pair, I think it's Couple Up in our case, is a dating platform for lesbians. Leona is trying to stop Helena from getting married. She tells her she urgently needs to talk to her and that what she has to say will change her decision. But Helena doesn't answer, so Leona says she doesn't know what else to do. Finally, she tells Helena appearances can be deceiving. All that glitters is not gold. It is possible that Leona stole the crown to prevent the wedding from happening, but didn't she have an alibi? After all, the time of the crime, she was taking a photo at the Upstate New York Museum of Fine Arts. The photo taken on her camera was taken inside the Upstate New York Museum of Fine Arts at the time of the crime. You've probably already seen that on the museum website, where they are advertising for the exhibition shown in the photo. But did Lena actually...
It's supposed to be Leona.
Oh, but did Leona actually take the photo herself? During the interrogation with her colleague John Olson, we learned that she gave her camera to her colleague and that she didn't actually take the photo herself. That means Leona Lamb doesn't have an alibi.
All we need to figure out is what kind of information Leona Lamb had that she wanted to give to Helena. Remember how she had to work in the newspaper archives? Oh, that's what she wrote in John in the email. The report on the forgeries came from the archive. She was the one who found it and who discovered that Victor Garfield has multiple identities and is guilty of marriage fraud. She wanted to warn Helena. All that glitters is not gold, and the fool's gold that she left behind, what was she trying to tell Helena? I mean, why does it end with a question like that? I don't know. Interesting. We will listen to this.
Jason Mahoney, hello. Glad I caught you. I received your documents with your findings for the case. I have to say, looks like you've done some great work once again. You definitely did not disappoint, and we have been able to catch Leona Lamb. But right from the beginning, at first we weren't sure when the Midnight Crown was stolen from the museum. According to eyewitnesses, it disappeared between 1 and 3 a.m. Thank God you requested the surveillance footage from Orwell and Truman and found out it must have been stolen between 1:26 and 1:33. First off, of course there are some suspicious individuals who would have had a motive. A vendetta by Alice Fuller? A way for Edgar Dunn to solve his money problems? Of course, Frank Rippon looked particularly suspicious, since he was staying at the Montlake Hotel and did some suspicious research on the computer there. After the museum night event, Frank Rippon disappeared and went on the lam. With your help, we were able to pinpoint his location in Great Falls at Northgate Station and interrogate him. I sent you the file already. In the interrogation, he admitted that he was planning to steal the crown on behalf of an anonymous client, but that someone had beaten him to it and had already stolen the crown by the time he got to the museum. Then he just turned tail and ran off, from fear that he could become a suspect and the police might start investigating his other criminal activities. With your help, we also found out who he was working for, namely for Cecil Schubert, the Great Falls art patron. He is an art collector and wanted the crown for his private collection, so he hired Frank Rippon to steal it for him. We lured Mr. Schubert to the agreed meeting point and arrested him there. Did you know that we found a whole load of stolen artworks in a hidden room behind a door in a bookcase at his estate in Great Falls? One of them was The Scream by Edvard Munch. Although art patron Schubert encouraged Rippon to do the deed, Rippon was only planning to steal the crown. He was not the actual thief, but you did great work in your investigations and helped us catch Mr. Schubert and Mr. Rippin at the same time. 2 more criminals. But let's get back to the case at hand. Of course, right away you determined there were several people who could be eliminated as suspects. Dylan Dunn didn't really have a motive. Alice Fuller was talking to John Olson in the upstate New York Museum of Fine Arts at the time of the crime. And Edgar Dunn didn't have any more debts to pay off since he'd already won the lottery at the time of the theft. Leona Lamb also seemed to have an alibi at first, since her camera was being used to take photographs at the upstate New York Museum of Fine Arts at the time of the crime. However, you did some great detective work, and determined from the interrogation with John Olson that Leona Lamb gave him her camera during the museum night, asking him to take pictures for the upstate New York Museum of Fine Arts. That means she didn't have an alibi for the time at which the crime was committed. But what was her motive? You did some great work on this point too. You figured out that Leona Lamb was one of the people chatting in the couple-up chat room on the library computer. And the documents I sent you later in the envelope cleared up everything else, I think. It's a chat room for lesbians. Delilah Dandelion and Charlie are both women. We also found out Leona Lamb's middle name. It's Charlotte. She was writing to her lover in the chat room, saying that she was about to make the biggest mistake of her life, and that she had made an important discovery. She was talking about the unpublished report from the newspaper archives that Miss Lamb had found while working there a few days earlier, as you learned from the email exchange between her and her colleague John Olson. This report, which was never published, covered a criminal helping others to create fake identities and printing different fake IDs. Leona Lamb recognized none other than Victoria Garfield in the photos. The article made her incensed, so she contacted her lover Delilah Dandelion, who of course later turned out to be Helena Havmeyer. Miss Lamb wanted to stop Miss Havmeyer from marrying a swindler who was only after her money. She had to warn her, but Helena, who certainly didn't want her family to know she was attracted to women, never responded, and wanted to end her affair with Leona Lamb. The wedding drew closer, and Leona Lamb didn't know what else to do. She had to find a way to warn Helena about her future husband and prevent the wedding. From the chat, we know that Helena blocked Leona's messages and that she had also returned a letter from her unopened several days before. The editorial deadline at the newspaper Leona works for had also already passed for that week. That means Leona could have written an article about Victor Garfield in time in order to open Helena's eyes. She spontaneously made a plan to steal the Midnight Crown, which Helena would have worn during her wedding ceremony, in a bid to stop the marriage. Thanks to her journalist ID badge, she was able to enter the museum before the start of the museum night event and examine the room carefully. She discovered that the crown was not well secured and that the aging museum was not equipped to handle such valuable special exhibitions. While all of the visitors were listening to Sandra Swearen's reading, Miss Lamb used the opportunity to steal the crown and put a piece of pyrite in its place. The piece of pyrite, also known as fool's gold, was supposed to tell Helena that Victor Garfield was not what he appeared, a fraudster. She also told Delilah Dandelion all that glitters is not gold in their chat, to tell Helena that she was behind the message. Well, what can I say? Leona Lamb confessed. Stealing the crown was just a means to an end for her, and she sent it back to the museum director's house just a few days later, anonymously. His neighbor accepted the package and forgot to tell him. That means the famous Midnight Crown has been in a UPS box since February 26, 2020, in a storage room belonging to the neighbor of Dylan Dunn. As you know, Helena Havmeyer and Victor Garfield's wedding was canceled. Of course, it wasn't because of the stolen crown like everyone assumed. It was because Helena Havmeyer understood Leona Lamb's clue. The wedding has not been rescheduled. Helena has broken up with her fiancé and thanked Leona Lamb personally. Unfortunately, I can't tell you what happened to the two of them. It's their private affair, after all. Leona Lamb's punishment is still being decided. I think that the court won't be all too harsh on her, but she did still commit a crime. To conclude, I want to thank all of you once again for your outstanding work. I have to say, without you, we definitely wouldn't have gotten this far. If we need your help with another case over the next few months, I hope it's okay for us to call on you once again.
Alright, that was Hidden Games, The Midnight Crown. We solved the case. If you like our content, don't forget to give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you can know when the next video comes out. And we hope to see you again in the Gamery. If you really want to help us out, help us get to 300 subscribers. I'm leaving this one in. Leaving that one in.